Let me be completely honest with you right now. If you have been holding off on buying a compact drone because you felt like the technology just was not quite there yet, your patience is about to be rewarded in the biggest way possible. Because what DJI is preparing to unleash with the Neo 3 in late 2026 is not just an upgrade. It is a complete reinvention of what a pocket-sized flying camera can do. And once you hear what is actually coming, you're going to understand why this single drone could dominate the entire beginner and creator market for the next 2 years. Think about where we are right now. The DJI Neo 2 arrived in late 2025, and it was genuinely impressive for its time. You got a 2-axis gimbal, 4K at 30 frames per second, forward-facing LiDAR obstacle avoidance, and a weight of just 151 grams without the transmission module. That drone could take off from the palm of your hand, follow you around with active track, and capture shots that would have required a dedicated camera operator just a few years earlier. It was the drone that made aerial content creation accessible to literally anyone. And yet, if you have been paying attention to the leaks circulating through the drone community over the past few months, you already know that DJI was never going to stop there. The Neo 3 is coming, and what they have planned is going to make the Neo 2 look like a prototype. Here is what makes this moment so significant. The compact drone category has been heating up like never before. HoverAir released the X1 Pro with genuinely impressive autonomous tracking. Other manufacturers are circling. The pressure is on DJI to not just iterate, but to leap forward. And according to multiple sources, prototype sightings, and insider reports that have been building throughout the first half of 2026, that is exactly what they are doing. The first thing you need to understand about the Neo 3 is that the camera is getting a massive overhaul. This is not a minor sensor bump. We are talking about a fundamentally new imaging pipeline. The Neo 2 used a sensor that was adequate but limited, especially when the sun started going down or when you wanted to push your footage in post-production. The Neo 3, according to multiple leaks, is moving to a significantly larger sensor. Industry insiders are pointing toward a sensor in the 1-inch class, possibly a 1 over 1.3-inch CMOS that would put it in the same conversation as DJI's much more expensive drones. What does that actually mean for your footage? It means vastly improved low-light performance. It means richer colors straight out of the camera. It means dynamic range that lets you capture detail in the shadows and the highlights simultaneously rather than having to choose one or the other. And perhaps most importantly for creators who actually care about their final product, it means support for 10-bit D-Log M color profiles. 10-bit D-Log M is the kind of feature that used to be reserved for drones costing well over $1,000. It gives you exponentially more flexibility when you are color grading your footage, letting you match your drone shots to your main camera setup without things falling apart. You can push the colors further, recover more detail from the highlights and shadows, and create a cohesive look across your entire video. For a drone that is expected to cost somewhere between $200 and $250, that is almost absurd. It is the kind of spec sheet that makes you double-check you are reading the right leak, but the camera sensor is just the beginning. The video capabilities themselves are getting a generational jump. The Neo 2 topped out at 4K at 30 frames per second, which was perfectly fine for most situations, but left action and sports creators wanting more. The Neo 3 is rumored to push all the way to 4K at 120 frames per second. 120 frames per second. That is the kind of frame rate that lets you slow your footage down to buttery, smooth slow motion, capturing every detail of a bike trick, a skateboard move, or a running shot with cinematic fluidity. And when you're shooting at standard speed, you are getting 4K at 60 frames per second, which is a sweet spot for YouTube content, social media, and professional work. Now let me pause here because I want you to really think about what this combination actually means. A large sensor with 10-bit color support and 4K at 120 frames per second. In a drone that fits in your jacket pocket. In a drone that is expected to cost less than $250. If these leaks hold true, and every indication suggests they will, DJI is about to render an entire category of larger, more expensive drones obsolete for the average creator. Why would you carry a bulky setup when the Neo 3 can produce footage that looks nearly identical on screen? But the camera is not even the most interesting part of the Neo 3 leaks. The design language is where things get genuinely fascinating. Multiple prototype sightings and leaked renders have revealed something DJI is calling an open-grille aerodynamic design. At first glance, it looks almost aggressive, like something you would see on a high-performance sport car. But the function behind the form is what matters here. Traditional compact drones struggle with heat management because there is simply not enough surface area to dissipate the thermal energy generated by the processor, the camera, and the motors. The Neo 3's open-grille design solves this problem by allowing active airflow to pass through the chassis, cooling the internal components during flight. This means the drone can sustain peak processing performance for longer without throttling, which directly translates to more reliable autonomous tracking, smoother video processing, and longer flight sessions without the drone needing to land and cool down. The cooling system also has a secondary benefit that I do not think enough people are talking about. By keeping the internal components cooler, DJI can push the processor harder for AI tasks. The Neo 2 already had impressive subject tracking, but it was clearly working within thermal constraints. The Neo 3's active cooling unlocks a new tier of onboard artificial intelligence. We're talking about real-time environmental mapping that builds a three-dimensional understanding of the space around the drone as it flies. Obstacle avoidance that does not just see obstacles but predicts where they will be. Subject tracking that anticipates your movement rather than reacting to it. This is the kind of processing that usually requires a dedicated ground station or cloud computing. The Neo 3 is doing it on board, in real time, in a device that weighs less than a smartphone. Speaking of weight, let me address the question that every drone buyer asks first. Do I need to register this thing? The answer, if the leaks are accurate, is almost certainly no. The Neo 3 is rumored to come in under 150 grams, which keeps it comfortably below the 250-gram threshold that triggers drone registration requirements in the United States, Canada, the European Union, and most other major markets. The Neo 2 weighed 151 grams in its bare configuration and 160 grams with the O4 transmission module. DJI has apparently found a way to shave off additional weight despite adding a larger sensor, a more sophisticated cooling system, and a bigger battery. That is an engineering achievement that deserves genuine recognition. It tells you that DJI is not just slapping new components into an old chassis. They're redesigning from the ground up. That bigger battery is the next piece of the puzzle. The Neo 2 delivered roughly 19 minutes of flight time per battery, which was decent for a drone of its size, but always left you wanting just a little more. The Neo 3 is rumored to push that figure to 24 minutes, with some sources even suggesting 30 minutes under optimal conditions. That might not sound like a massive difference on paper, but in practice it is transformative. An extra 5 to 10 minutes of flight time means you can set up your shot, experiment with different angles, capture multiple takes, and still have battery to spare. It means you are not constantly landing and swapping batteries. It means you can actually relax and focus on being creative rather than staring at a battery percentage that seems to drop faster than you can film. The flight time improvements come from multiple sources working together. The motors are more efficient, drawing less power for the same thrust. The battery cells themselves are using newer chemistry that packs more energy into the same physical space. And the active cooling system we just talked about means less energy is wasted as heat, with more of it going toward actual flight. It is a holistic approach to efficiency rather than just cramming a bigger battery into the drone and calling it a day. Now let us talk about obstacle avoidance because this is where the Neo 3 could genuinely change the game for beginner pilots. The Neo 2 had forward and downward sensors, which were fine for basic protection but left significant blind spots. Fly sideways, and the drone had no idea what was next to it. Fly backward, and you were essentially flying blind. The Neo 3 is rumored to introduce tri-directional obstacle sensing, adding coverage to the sides of the drone in addition to the front and bottom. This is not quite the omnidirectional sensing you find on DJI's flagship drones, but for a sub-$250 drone, it is genuinely impressive. What makes this system particularly exciting is how it integrates with the AI tracking. The Neo 3 is not just detecting obstacles, it is planning routes around them. Let us say you are cycling through a forest trail and you want the drone to follow you. The Neo 2 would track you, but might clip a branch or get confused by a narrow gap between trees. The Neo 3, with its tri-directional sensors and AI route planning, can navigate those environments with genuine awareness. It sees the gap, calculates whether it can fit through, and adjusts its path in real time. For solo creators who film themselves in dynamic environments, this is the difference between getting the shot and watching your drone crash into a tree. The transmission system is another area where DJI is bringing flagship technology down to an entry-level price point. The Neo 3 is expected to feature DJI's O4 Plus video transmission, which is the same technology found in drones costing 3 or 4 times as much. In ideal open environments, you are looking at a transmission range of up to 10 kilometers. 10 kilometers. From a pocket drone, the Neo 2's transmission was solid, but capped at much shorter distances, and the difference in signal reliability at medium range was noticeable. O4 Plus means lower latency, stronger signal penetration through obstacles, and a video feed that stays crisp even when you're pushing the limits of range. For most creators, you are never going to need 10 kilometers of range. But what you will notice is the reliability at normal distances. Flying in a park with trees around you, the signal stays locked. Flying in an urban area with interference from Wi-Fi networks and cell towers, the feed remains stable. Flying at the beach with nothing but open sky, you have complete confidence that your drone is not going to drop connection at the worst possible moment. That peace of mind is worth more than any spec sheet number. Let me shift gears and talk about something that does not get enough attention in drone reviews, but matters immensely for the actual experience of using the device. Audio. One of the biggest frustrations with compact drones has always been that the footage looks beautiful, but sounds like a swarm of angry bees. You either mute the clip entirely or you spend hours in post-production trying to salvage something usable. The Neo 3, according to several leaks, is introducing an integrated microphone array with active noise cancellation that specifically targets the frequencies produced by the drone's own motors and propellers. The result is ambient audio that is actually usable. You can capture the sound of waves crashing if you're flying over a beach. You can hear birds and wind and the natural atmosphere of wherever you are filming. For creators who want their videos to feel immersive rather than like a silent movie with background music slapped on top, this is a genuinely meaningful upgrade. The audio system also opens up new creative possibilities. Imagine flying the Neo 3 over a market or a festival and actually capturing the sounds of the environment to layer into your edit. Imagine vlogging with the drone following you and being able to use its audio track as a secondary source to mix with your lavalier microphone.